in the house, and we were able to modify the mortgage and save the house for the family. And the foreclosure, we're dismissing the foreclosure now on Monday. So we're very happy that when we were able to do a modification and put the people back on track to pay their mortgage payment. And in my office, we have a board which they signed. So we're now up to 1,254 mortgage modifications that I've done in my office in the last 10 years. And so we're very proud of the fact that we've been able to help that many people. And we estimate it could be as many as 8,000 or 9,000 people that we've been able to keep in their homes.
Wow, 9,000.
Pretty much sure, because, you know, in most of the houses nowadays, we have 2 generations. In some houses, we actually have 3 generations, because we all know Miami is a very expensive place to live. And so it's very normal now in all parts of Miami that the grandparents and the parents and the kids all live at the same house.
That's a record.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know of any other attorney that has done that many modifications. And we got 2 new modification applications this week of people that are in trouble. They're in foreclosure. They, for one reason or another, they weren't able to keep up with their mortgage payments. And so now we're putting together applications for them so that we can get them back on track and be able to save their home.
So as we always advise our listeners, whatever they know exactly, they have 1 month, 2 months. They don't send any permit. They cannot sitting down and relax, because letters are on the way for them.
Yeah. Well, we all know that things happen. There's family emergencies, health emergencies, other types of emergencies that prevent you from being able to make your mortgage payment. So if that happens to you, call my office. We're happy to help you. We don't charge you a fee for a consultation. 95% of the lawyers in Miami charge a consultation fee.
I know.
You can come into my office. We will go over your documentation, and we will not charge you a fee. Most lawyers charge $300. Some of them actually charge $500. And so we're willing to do that because we're trying to help everybody. And we're sure that if you do come in and meet us and see the type of atmosphere in my office and see that we really do want to help you, if you end up hiring us to represent you, to help you with your situation.
Avocat Daniel qui dit que, bon, comme nous connaissons ça déjà, il dit ça plusieurs fois dans l'émission ça, et question presque 99% avocats qui a traité ton dossier pour avocat, pour le chita avec vous, les charges, et ça a un frais pour consultation. Frais pour consultation, et gain de l'arrivée même $300. Moi-même, recevoir ma chita avec nous, garder tout document pour nous. Nous avons un good national à payer pour dire, why you don't charge? So meaning it's your base.
I never have, and they also talk to me. You know, a lot of people come to me and they say, you know, I had other lawyers in the past. I never met the lawyer. I met his secretary. I met all his staff.
I know.
But I never got to meet the lawyer.
That's why I asked you that question last week, because I know a lot of lawyers. You don't have any chill. You will never sit down.
I meet all my clients because everybody has a story, and I'm interested in everybody's story. I mean, I've been practicing almost 50 years, and the only way that I'm able to do this is if I can meet people, get to know them, listen to their story. I'm very into that type of relationship. That's just the way that I am. And so that's why I've never charged. I mean, I talk to people on the phone all the time. Sometimes my secretaries come in and they look at me and they roll their eyes and they go, you know, across their neck like, you've talked enough now, we have somebody out here waiting for you. So my secretaries, sometimes they say, okay, you got another phone call, or you have somebody out there waiting, but let's go, you know.
You call that compassion?
Well, I don't know what you call it, but That's the way that I am, and that's the way I operate.
Avocat parle avec nous, il dit que même secrétaire, des fois, parce qu'il prend temps, you take your time to listen to your client. Il prend temps pour le temps de moun yo, mais des fois même secrétaire qu'on vient devant la parler pour dire camper conversation parler trop parce que nous gagne l'autre monde parce qu'il dit il est intéressé pour le temps de histoire chaque monde et c'est ça que fait lui-même lui comme ça, il pas dans fait charger monde pour consultation, comprendre tout le monde. Et donc, nous connaissons le numéro de téléphone avocat Daniel Kill, c'est 305 821 55 00, 305 821 55 00, 305 821, son numéro pour Kembe. That's a number they need to, or they put them in the notes or listed on their phone. So they will need that number anyway. Right.
I'm easy to find. I have a 24-hour answering service. But the other thing that sets me apart, Xavier, from other lawyers is the way that I charge. Of course I charge. Of course you have to pay me. I have to pay my secretaries. I have to pay my mortgage payment.
You have to pay me too.
I have to pay you.
Yes.
So if I don't charge, then I'm out of business and I can't continue to help people. But we put people, the average person, we put people on a easy payment plan. I don't represent wealthy people. I don't represent Trumpers. I'm not going to say that, okay? I represent all American, from whatever country or island you're from, regular people that work. I like to say people who have struggled, There's a difference between people that have struggled in their life and people that have had everything handed to them on a silver spoon, okay? I don't really have any of those clients. And I think that probably your listeners, especially Haitian Americans, they've always had the struggle. You came to this country without anything. And so all the Haitian Americans here have had to struggle from the day they got here, and they're continuing to struggle. Okay, and I have a great respect for that because my grandparents came here from Europe. They came here with no money. They didn't speak English, and they both went to work in sewing factories in New York City. And it was a long time ago, but they both came from countries where they had to leave. Okay, and so we're all immigrants. So,
avocat Daniel Kildi, nous l'a expliqué nous comment que leur monde vient dans office li garder et mon nan li pas il ça le faire, li pas courir dire bam quantité cob là, ils font un plan paiement pour vous. Ils font plan paiement pour vous et pour venir parce que ils connaissent la situation là. Et lui même tout famille sorti en Europe, ils viennent ici, il y en a qui travaillent dans factory dans New York, so le connaît genre situation là, quel que soit côté sorti dans pays ou sorti dans île yo, OK? Donc ça pas intéressé pour le connaître côté sorti, mais depuis vous venir, les gens le servent avec eux, c'est ça qui fait différence li entre lui-même avec l'autre avocat, vraiment l'arrivée et l'autre mon yo et c'est déchiré ou le déchiré, lui-même non. On va un petit pourcentage et puis ils font plein paiement pour payer pour ça là. Il dit of course, il y a un secrétaire pour le payer, il y a moi même pour le payer, il y a un mortgage tout pour le payer, donc les chars obligés charger pour travailler là, mais pas et tête nègre tant que Jean l'autre mon yo fait et il dit tout et ils comprennent les mon viennent devant, ou parler avec lui, ils font plein paiement pour vous pour et facilement payer pour travail à faire. Donc alors si nous besoin un bon avocat, nous cherchons un bon avocat, c'est 305 821 55 00, 305 821 55 00. Now, talk to me about if somebody get involved in a car accident or go to buy in the market and have a sleeping fall. Talk to me about this.
Yeah, Sabir, I've been doing personal injury work for all the years of my practice, so we're up there around 49 years now. So we've done way over 7,000 cases. Wow. I think we actually lost count, but it's at least 7,000 cases in the last 49 years, and I'm sure that it's a lot more than that. But I would say that's probably in the last 20 years, and so there was a lot of time before that where we weren't really keeping track. So that now the situation is we know Miami is a very crazy, dangerous place to drive. And most of the time when you're in an accident, it's not your fault, okay? So if you are in an accident, there are certain things you need to do. Number one, you have to see if you're okay, if you're injured, if your passengers are injured. Number two, you want to see if the other vehicle, see whether they're injured. And you need to call 911 and get the police there, and if someone's injured, call and have them send an ambulance. Then you also have to take pictures. If you're in an accident, you take pictures of what's going on. If there are witnesses, if the other car ran the red light, if there's people standing around, ask if anybody witnessed the accident, get their name and number. Actually, with our phones now, you can make a movie. So you can actually do a video of that person who's a witness saying, yeah, I saw the other car run the red light. And so that's going to make a big difference. So you have to be very aware of what's going on. But number one, you have to make sure that everybody is not hurt. If you're hurt, then of course you need to seek immediate medical care. Okay, in probably the emergency room. Then after that, then you call my office. Then you get us involved, because we need to be involved from the first day in order to be able to do the investigation, because they may be saying that you caused the accident when you didn't. So you need a trained personal injury attorney. And I also have an investigator who can go out and take statements, take pictures. We get the accident report. Then there's a question of your car. Your car is not drivable. Okay, so we also handle the property damage. We negotiate with the insurance company to make sure that your car either gets fixed, or if it's totaled, we get you the maximum amount of money, and but the loss of use, we get you the most money we can, and we don't charge for collecting the property damage. So if your car is $20,000 and you have a claim, and we help you collect that $20,000, we do not charge for that.
Wow.
What we do charge for is if we're able to settle your case, we work on a contingency. We get a percentage of it. So if we're not able to get you any money, then you don't owe us anything. So that's the way it works in the state of Florida as far as contingency. But I can tell you, a lot of lawyers charge for collecting the property damage. A lot of lawyers charge you for getting your car fixed. It takes hours and hours from my secretary, whose only job is dealing with personal injury. So if you're in an accident, call my office. We'll help you. If you don't have physicians, we can recommend the top orthopedists, the top neurologists in Miami who can help and take care of you. Don't get swayed by these 1-800 numbers, pain, 100 pain, and all they want to do is wipe out your personal injury protection. They don't care about you making sure you have an MRI, because most of those clinics, they waste your $10,000, so you have no money left if you do need an MRI. And then the MRI in most cases is the definitive exam that tells you if you have a fracture or if there is a herniated disc or anything like that.
Avocat dit nous que les travail tout dans question les traiter cas de ça et injury personal injury, et il y a plus de 7000 cas qu'il traité déjà, et si pas ou pas plus même. Donc c'est un coup accident machine crasée, et la goum avec compagnie assurance là, ou bien ça dépend de qui est ta machine pour fixer machine là, ou bien pour yo bon en machine qui pour faut joindre l'argent pour acheter une machine correctement, et dans cas ça li pas prend intérêt dans ça, li pas prend commission dans ça. Majorité l'autre avocat il fait ça, mais li pas fait ça. Et donc encore numéro de téléphone c'est 305 821 55 00 305 si nous besoin avocat Daniel Kill, gain secrétaire dans bureau qu'on y a nous mettre les soit pour foreclosure, soit pour will, soit pour quick claim deed, soit pour personal injury. Relais office là qu'on y a la même now 305 821 55 00 305 821 5500. Last words for today.
And the other program that you know we do a lot of things besides personal injury. We do a lot of real estate. We represent buyers and sellers. We do wills and trusts, and we've also always talked about the importance of every family having a will. And also we're doing our Lady Bird deeds so that your property goes to whoever you want it to go to when you finally pass away after 100, as we say, 120 years. And we, with real estate, we're doing a real estate closing today for a family that they got sick. The house was a bad roof. They couldn't afford to fix it, but yet they had $150,000 equity in the house, and there is a foreclosure. So we were able to help them. They found a buyer. We're doing the closing today. They're getting $150,000 that they wouldn't have gotten normally. The bank would have taken the house away, and they're moving out of the house that became unsafe for them because the roof was leaking. They have mold in their attic, and it was affecting their respiratory problems. So we do real estate. We will help you if you're buying or selling. You need to have a lawyer whether you're buying or selling a house. It's the most important investment that a family can make. And the last thing I want to say is we have a big election coming up. Early voting is starting soon. I know for a fact that there is going to be early voting on 135th Street at the library. Yeah. And I'm emphasizing to everyone, I think it's better that we all early vote and not wait till November 5th, unless you're unable to do early voting, because I'm just afraid that there are persons out there, Republicans, who are trying to suppress the vote. They've said it in black and brown neighborhoods, because they know that black and brown neighborhoods are going to support the next president of the United States, Kamala Harris. And so they're trying to do everything they can to keep the black and brown people from voting. Mm-hmm. So, and I'm afraid that they may do all kinds of crazy things on November 5th and scare people. So I think it's much better for us to do early voting. I myself am doing early voting. My wife knows I have a temper, and she knows I'm a little edgy, and she doesn't want me near the voting place on November 5th, because the last time we did, they were sticking signs in my face, and it caused a problem. So she's making me early. So we're doing early voting, and I recommend that everybody else do it. But Severe, thank you very much, as always, for allowing me to speak to everybody. Just remember to call my number, whatever kind of problem you have. We have people that call up we had somebody call up the other day. They wanted to know where's the best place to have Haitian food, okay?
Wow.
Yeah, it was a gringo. And he said, oh, look, we know you represent a lot of Haitian people. We know you're on Haitian radio. You know what? I didn't have an answer for him. So probably before I leave here today, Severe is going to give me the name of the Haitian restaurant where I should send these gringos who are coming in town, and they want to sample what Miami has. And that's one of Miami's great specialties.
I'll let you know. Thank you very much, my friend. Have a great Friday and a great weekend. Certainly, I'll see you next Friday.
Next Friday.
Thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Kill.
Votez pour audio comme on est. Donc moi c'est Makiti Masson. Moi venir rappeler